everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode, manga-themed episode of Omnibros Live here at the Omnibus Collectors Network. Gio here, getting ready to talk with you guys about the most anticipated manga releases of 2021 so far. See, this is a part one video. I want to do a part two later on, God willing, with the second half of the year with more releases. But this is all the stuff that's coming out that caught my interest until June, July, summer months, basically, for all the high-profile manga releases. However, most of them you can get by visiting our sponsor's website. That's instocktrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts tack on an extra 2% to that. And if you order $50 or more on your collected editions order, you get free shipping. That's only if you visit instocktrades.com, our wonderful sponsor. We love them very much. They're fantastic. And yeah, for all the manga needs, that's where you got to go, right? instocktrades.com. So let's get this started right away for anybody that's tuning in. We're going to share the screen right here real quick. Manga. There we go. All right. So this is sort of a mishmash of items that I'm really excited about that I think a lot of people are going to want to pick up. I will go over the actual dates in a minute. I just want to highlight the different books, and we're going to start with right now with our first book, which is Undead Unlock Volume 1. And that one, I believe, if memory serves me right, is actually coming out May 4th, 2021. So the first week of May, we should be having our first collected edition of this fabulous, really awesome manga from Shonen Jump. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. I think it'll be worth your time. I actually did first impressions on my channel, A Week in Geekdom, if you want to check that out. But I do want to do a spotlight, I guess, on this manga in particular. Sakura Darling, hey Gio, thank you so much for tuning in. Also, I can't talk today. Also, shout out to my boy Hugs for Drugs, who apparently is not a manga fan. Bless him. But regardless, moving right along, what else do we have here? Mashal is another series that for a lot of people was one of the highlights of 2020. We can get the first volume, Mashal, Magic and Muscles, in July 6th. It is a wonderful comedic manga, and I can't wait for everybody to check that out if you haven't. Another fantastic read from 2020, and it should be interesting to see how everything looks when it's collected. Hopefully the spine is really cool, judging from the cover. I think they're just going to stick with this cover, right? Because this is the cover that was used on the Japanese release. It shouldn't be too different. You might just see the Viz logo and all that stuff, but it should be similar. I'm very excited about that. Aside from Mashal, we've got another gaming manga. Last year, we saw the release late, almost at the end of 2020, with the Mario Mania manga, if I remember correctly. Now we're getting Kirby Manga Mania Volume 1, and this is coming out June 8th, 2021. So this is really awesome because we need more gaming manga. And as I say that, I'm joined by the illustrious collector of omnibuses and mangas. Riley, how you doing, man?
I'm doing really well, thank you. How are you today?
It's all right.
Well, it's better than not all right.
Yeah, it's one of those days. I was telling the audience that we're getting Kirby. This is a completely impromptu episode, and I literally just came out with this idea a couple hours ago. So you'll have to excuse me that my co-host is not prepared.
I can prepare for anything. I think what was it, the most anticipated manga of 2021?
our most anticipated manga, but part one, because we only know about July worth of information of releases. So
Perfect.
in the summer, we can do another episode with the fall and the winter and all that stuff.
Absolutely perfect. I have some stuff already that I know that I'm excited for, so let's jump on it.
Well, let me go back because the first one I was talking about is one of your favorites.
Yes, absolutely.
Undead Unlock is scheduled for May 4th, 2021.
And it cannot come soon enough. I'm so happy that that both this and Mashal are getting the physical editions in English, and I think that both of these, I've said it a lot before, but both of these are destined to be very popular series. They're destined to be anime adaptations coming out, and I don't know, they're just a ton of fun. Both of them are. Similar, a series that's not much younger than these two, Gio and I really enjoyed. We had to say goodbye to recently, and that was Mori King.
Yeah.
That was a sad. I didn't know that it had ended, and I put two and two together because you asked me a little while ago, like, "Hey, did you read the new chapter?" And I was like, "No, I'm a couple weeks behind on new chapters right now." And then someone commented on my video on my channel where I ranked all the series, and they said something about like, man, all these series are getting canned and ending like left and right. And they said something about, A Gravity Boys. And then I was like, wait, what do you mean? What other series? And I was like, oh no. And I checked on Mori King, and sure enough, it didn't have the little new chapter in 3 days at the top.
But I thought it ended pretty well. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really heartfelt and well done.
I did too. And I mean, I know that book is not one that we have any sort of news about coming out in English, at least not yet. So it's not really fitting with the topic of most anticipated of the first half of 2021. But I will say, like, if you enjoy fun kind of gag manga, that series is a really good one. It's only 35 chapters long. So if it did get a physical release here, it'd only be like 4 volumes at the most. It's a ton of fun. It's clever. It has good comedy. It has a few good action sequences. And even though it was a short-lived series that only lasted for 35 issues, it was one that, like Gio said, had a really solid ending. It wrapped everything up really well, and it gave us a good little epilogue to the series, so we know where our characters are and stuff at the end of it.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to look for the. I think it's. I'm gonna butcher the name. Oricon sales chart from Japan. I don't know if that's the right name for it.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
because I can look up because I know Mori King has sold decently, not like top 10 or anything, but it's on there usually. So I want to know. Oh, I found it. Let's see. No, that's not it. I'll keep looking throughout the episode. Well, I'll find it. Shout out to Sakura Darling, who says, I need to read Mashal. Riley speaks highly of it. Speaking of Mashal, that's what we got next on my list.
Yes.
Mashal Volume 1, Magic and Muscles, is coming out July 6th, 2021. I know you're really excited about that. That's one of the best ones from last year.
Yeah, that was my favorite. And now that I'm reading them both as they come out, this one and Undead Unluck kind of go back and forth between which one I like more. But yeah, I love this series so much. I love the characters, the artwork, the action, the stories. It's great.
Oh yeah. And the next one on this list. Oh, all right, we're caught up. Last year we had Mario. Was it Mario Mania or Mario?
Yeah, it was Mario Manga Mania, something like that.
Oh, so it looks to be a line of books because this Kirby one is called Kirby Manga Mania, and that's coming out in June 8th, 2021.
So I'm guessing because the Mario, I didn't pick up the Mario one, by the way, so I don't know specifically what it is. But it seems like these are just the cutesy little joke series, because Mario has had like ongoing manga series in Japan.
Yeah.
And this was not one of those. This was not an English version, an English translation of that. So this looks like it'll be the same, a cutesy little jokey Kirby manga. And I say
Yeah.
that only to say that I would be saying I hope that we get this is 100%. I know this is your thoughts as well, and I'm with you on it. I hope that we get the Metroid stuff at some
Mm,
point. Like this
hell
is a
yeah.
trend going towards that. But I don't think that we're gonna have a Metroid manga mania because I don't think they ever had a Metroid gag manga out there. But
Yeah.
could you imagine? That would be fun.
That'd be awesome. I mean, uh, if anything, they will probably print out something Zelda related and then go to like I don't know, Donkey Kong. Metroid's
Yeah,
gonna be forgotten, but I do hope one day we'll get those manga printed finally. But yeah, I saw. I think it was Omar that did a video on this book and on the Mario. Sorry, on the
hmm
Mario book, and it was just mostly gagged slice of life comedic chapters of Mario and
yeah.
in the different eras of gaming. You know, the NES and SNES, all that stuff.
And they could do one of those for Zelda. Uh, Somewhat similar, I guess, because Zelda, a lot of the Zelda manga has been brought to the U.S. in English, um, but some of the stuff that has not is there was like a four panel um, series that was based. I think it was based on Four Swords or is based around Wind Waker. One of those with the Toon Link style.
Yeah,
So they could also bring that over and put that as part of their like manga mania line.
that'd be fun. Um, Next up, also a quick shout out to Gabriel. Hi, Gio. Just watched your haul video. Thank you so much on your channel and decided to order Meizani Koku. Thank you. No, thank you. That's awesome. I convinced somebody, even though I've not read the whole series. That's awesome. But that is really cool. Next up on the list is this simply because I love the cover. I have
Yeah,
no idea what it's about, but I love this cover so much. I really want to read it. It is Zoom 100 Bucket List of the Dead, Volume 2. And
I
there's a Volume 1.
volume one I think is next month, February,
Yes.
and I added it to my like Right Stuff wish list, I guess,
Yeah.
because I have the intent of ordering. Sorry, I got new glasses, and like the way that they fit with my headset is kind of awkward because they're a little bit differently shaped. So like
Oh,
I'm just trying to adjust.
yeah.
But
I
anyway,
can.
but yeah, I added that onto my little wish list. I intend on buying that first one, and like you said, I have no idea what it's actually about. And I started to read the description on Right Stuff, and then I said, you know what? I'm not going to read anything. I'm just going to go with my gut. It looks fun. It looks cool, and usually my gut's right. I've only been failed a couple times.
Do keep in mind, I'm looking right now on Amazon. I'm not going to. Do you want me to read the description or should I leave it a mystery?
You're fine. You can spoil it for me. I've already made up my mind.
All right. Well, it says an exciting zombie tale, unlike any you've seen before. And I have good news for everybody in the chat and ourselves included. This is part of the Viz signature line, so it will be oversized. It's not going to be a small tankobon volume.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not going to read all of this. After spending years toiling away for a soul-crushing company, Akita's life has lost its luster, but when a zombie apocalypse ravages his town, it gives him the push he needs to live for himself. Now Akita is on a mission to complete all 100 items on his bucket list before he, well, kicks the bucket. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff. But essentially, it's I think, a comedic zombie apocalypse story.
Nice.
So I'm all in. I really want to. I put volume 2 there, but really you should be looking at volume 1 because it's a really cool cover. It's pink, neon pink, and this one's like blue with a freaking zombie space shark. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, that's what it looks
I'm all
like.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So
picking it up. I'm excited, and usually Viz signature series they're pretty high caliber quality series. I've only been disappointed in like one or two that I've picked up.
yeah. This one is Volume 1 comes out in February, like you said. Volume 2 comes out in May, and Volume 3 is already solicited for August. So they're going full speed ahead with this. Next up on the list, I put Haikyuu here because I don't know when the last volume is, and I was hoping you'd be on so I could ask you,
Yeah.
when is this series ending? Is this the last one?
I think it's 45, so
Oh, thank God.
almost.
Almost. Well, it's exciting because we could potentially see the finale printed in 2021 stateside for Haikyuu. So that's why I included it here.
Yeah. When does that one? When's 44?
Let me check real quick. Let's see. It should be around summertime. Haikyuu.
If it's summer, then we should definitely get
May
45.
4th. May 4th.
Okay.
It's coming.
I would bet that we get 45 solicited really soon.
Oh, 45 is scheduled for the first week of August. So
okay, I was going to say probably August. So that'll be the end. We see Haikyuu, another long-running shonen manga, will come to an end in the latter half of this year, which gives me 8 months to catch up because I've only read the first half dozen volumes, and I enjoyed what I was reading, but I never caught up. So
this is on the app, right? On the Shonen Jump app? It
yes,
should be.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is available on there.
Cool. Because I was collecting the anime, but I stopped. I only have like the first 2 seasons, so I don't know what happens next, and I'm just gonna switch over to the manga on the app. So I'll read it. We can review it.
We'll do it
Shout out
together.
to N-Man. There is so much new manga now. It is crazy. I saw someone's list the other day of manga he bought in December. Of the 20 volumes or so, I only knew 3 or so, although I am more picky with manga. There's a lot of manga that even we don't know.
Yeah. I usually go into this stuff not knowing what it is. Kind of like with Zom 100. A lot of these that get solicited, the solicitation is oftentimes the first time I've heard about it. So that's not abnormal at all, and it's exciting. It's the same feeling as like when you'll see like a new series from Image or something pop up, and it's like, oh man, I'm really curious about that. It's that same feeling.
Oh yeah. Moving right along, the next one on my list is Censor from our boy, a fan of the show. He's told me he's a fan of the show. It's Junji Ito. He's coming. He has a new collection coming out in August. You're gonna see Ito in a little bit, but this is the one that intrigues me the most because it's one of his newer projects. I believe it was from like 2 years ago. I might be mistaken on that, but it's a newer property from Junji Ito. This one, let me check real quick. Censor August 17, 2021. Censor by Junji Ito. Definitely.
Yeah, I already messed myself up on my shelving. As you know, when I was reshelving all of my manga, and I mentioned like I'm gonna put the Ito stuff over here in my creator specific area.
Yeah.
And you were like, make sure to leave space for Censor and for the other book that he has coming out. And I was like, yeah, no, I already shelved everything, and I'm just gonna get mad in a few months. But
that's
you know what?
For future Riley.
Exactly. But the cool thing is, I just realized because I forgot about that conversation until just now, and B, now I just realized there's a little gap that I left accidentally on my shelf.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to wind up having the space to move things around in a way that works really well for to give me enough space plus some for both of the new Ito books.
Nice. Yeah, that section is going to keep growing because I think they're just going to keep pumping out Ito books every year. So we got Censor, and next up, one of the best news from last year. We're finally getting Fist of the North Star, Volume 1, and it's a hardcover, oversized, hopefully.
I am so excited. Yeah, they said it was supposed to be similar to the JoJo collections.
That's
So I'm
even better.
assuming that that means 2-in-1 hardcovers in that same size,
Yeah.
which will be amazing. Um, this series has, for how popular and well known it is, has such a horrible track record for
Mm-hmm.
publication in the US. Viz Media tried and they only released like 4 paperback volumes. And then Gutsoon Entertainment tried as well. And there's a reason why most people probably haven't heard of Gutsoon Entertainment. They only got through like I think 9 volumes or something, or 8, but they were releasing like I don't remember what they call it, like master editions or something, which were full color with new covers and everything. And then they went under, and then Fist just kind of floundered. And it like fortunately, one of the titles that Gutsoon had that didn't get just kind of disappear for all time was Slam Dunk, because Slam Dunk was
Yeah.
in their magazine. It was a
Yeah.
monthly magazine called Raijin Comics, and Raijin Comics had a bunch of different series in it that some of them, which I wish would have gotten grabbed, like City Hunter and Baki the Grappler, and then it also had Slam Dunk, and Slam Dunk is the only one
They
that
got
was
picked
picked
up.
up.
Yeah.
So luckily for everyone, and luckily for me, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to read what's now my favorite manga of all time.
Man, I hope I'm tempted to hunt those down, but I'm like maybe with the movie that's coming out next year.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do like a 3-in-1 or like a deluxe or like a 2-in-1. I don't know. I'm waiting to see what happens. Otherwise, I would have started collecting them because I really want to read it.
It's getting harder and harder to find also.
Yep.
Like I keep seeing people talk about like I can't find this one, I can't get that one. I want to check real quick on Diamond to see like how many of them, because there's looks like a lot of them are, they might have reprinted. Oh, here we go. I got through 2 pages and everything was fine for 2 pages. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, Endman agrees. Hopefully there are 3-in-1, so I think there will be 9. Is this for Fist of the North Star?
Yeah, that would be for Fist.
Oh.
So 20, it looks right now from Diamond, that's not from the book market though, so I don't know about Penguin Random House and stuff like that, that 20 out of 31 volumes of Slam Dunk are currently available, and the other 11 are on back order, so they're basically hoping to get some from Viz.
I don't know. I think we're not going to get them. I think they're going to print something new next year.
I hope so. That would be like the best surprise, and even though I own the whole series, I'd jump in on those in an instant.
My hunch is they'll do like the Pokemon Adventure, that style. Something like
That'd be so awesome. Those are such nice books.
But Fist of the North Star, did I mention the date? It's June 15th, 2021. So mark your calendars. Start pre-ordering already. You can pre-order and get that, because if it sells well, they're going to continue pumping those out in hardcover.
And maybe they'll do the prequel series, Fist of the Blue Sky, as well.
Mm-hmm. The only reason I have this on the list is because we're getting the finale this year. Volume 23 is scheduled at some point for this year, and we'll see finally the end of Demon Slayer, which has been so popular. Let me check if it's solicited.
I just read 17, 18, 19 last week.
Ooh, I haven't read 19 yet.
It's all good. I mean, it's as good as it is. Like every volume is fun. My problem is I forget what happens in between the chunks of volumes that I read, and so I picked up and I was like, I don't really remember what happens, but I'm just gonna jump in, and it's like it was just straight action. Like I read 3 volumes in less than an hour, I think.
Yeah, those this later half is more like the third act on an action movie where you're just getting like all the big fights, all that climactic stuff. But I like it. It's a lot of fun. Volume 21 comes out April 6th. For those wondering, Volume 22 is scheduled for June. And then the finale, Volume 23, in August 3rd, 2021.
Nice. Okay, so when is 20 coming out?
2020. Where is 20?
Is that next month or is it?
Oh, next month. Yeah. February.
Okay, so
week of next month.
Cool. So we get that. Now I might. This is one of those that since it's done, I might wind up just reading on the app if I wind up having a free moment.
Yeah.
Just blast through those last 4 or 5 volumes.
I think it would be cool for fans, and if Viz puts out like a deluxe edition with the last one, and you get the fake wooden box so you can store them in, sort of like they do with anime Blu-rays, where like the last volume will include the collector's box set. That would be pretty cool. I don't think they'll do it, but it'd be pretty nice.
They could just release it as a later on as a box set.
True.
Like they've done for other stuff, because like what was it? One of the Bleach ones and Claymore are vertical, so they could make it a vertical box set that looks like the box and stuff. That I think that would be a really good idea, or maybe like make it a doubled box where like the outside is an image, or like it has a paper around it, and then when you open it up, take it out of the like a shrink wrap or whatever, then the paper comes off and it looks like the wooden box.
That'd be fun.
I'm just spitballing.
And man, a lot of Viz books have been hard to obtain since February 2020. I had to jump through hoops to finish Yu Yu Hakusho and was told volumes would be reprinted and some were not. That sucks. I know Yona of the Dawn Volume 1 and a few volumes of Promised Neverland are now hard to find. And hoping for a Promised Neverland and Demon Slayer box set. I think they're gonna happen. Promised Neverland it's airing the second season right now. Demon Slayer is just gonna get bigger and bigger when the show comes back.
Yeah.
And the movie hits stateside, it's gonna blow up even bigger. So I have no doubt they're gonna plan something at a later point with the manga.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they didn't. And honestly, if they're gonna give Assassination Classroom a box set of all series, and like I could go even further. Like they gave Rosario Vampire a box set, and I'm sorry, but like Rosario Vampire is not nearly as popular as Demon Slayer.
Yeah, definitely.
And neither is Assassination Classroom. Like that, and that Assassination Classroom came out so randomly too. Like I don't think it was in timing with anything. Like there wasn't a new season as far as I was recall. So I would be very surprised if they did not do something for Demon Slayer.
We'll see. The next one on my list, I simply included it because it's Naoki Urasawa, man. I gotta include it. We got Asadora. I think we have up to volume 3, or I think it's only up to 3 that's solicited. But the first one came out, and I believe you do have it, right?
Yes. Yeah, I got it. I haven't done a haul video for a little while. I need to get back on that and just put everything from December in one video. But I did get that last week or not last week, 2 days ago, in that dreadful moment where I was like, cool, I got my reading list down to 5 books. And then all of a sudden, another dozen pop up on my doorstep at once.
It's never ending. Volume 2, it comes out April. Volume 3 comes out in July of this year. Next up, there we go. We got Junji Ito's story collection series, Love Sickness. So this is going to pair up with Shiver, Smashed, and Frankenstein in that art style. And so you can see the spine over there. It's going to be green, matching the other ones that were blue, orange, and purple. So a lot of people, I think that's what they're doing. If it's short stories, it has that little format and the spine design and all that stuff. If it's a different story altogether, they'll do a different cover for it, or a trade dress, or however you say it. But I'm excited for this. collected before.
The only one that bucks that is because the older one, the one what's it called? The older hardcover of his was the first thing that came out after the big three.
Which one? Fragments of Horror?
Yeah, that one. That one looks
yeah.
different, but that's also like, you're like, okay, well, that's the first one that they did. That's the first of those anthology collections. But the Venus in the Blind Spot kind of went against that, but I think that's because Venus in the Blind Spot was meant to be like a best of collection.
Gotcha.
This is weird. I wanted to defend your logic in case anyone else was like, hey, but what about this? So I think that's why, just for anyone who was like thinking about that, that's probably why Venus in the Blind Spot didn't get the story collection thing, because the story collections is just like everything. Like they're trying to publish everything of his in these hardcovers, but Venus in the Blind Spot double dips with a few of those story collections already, while also presenting a few new stories as well. Because I think it was supposed to be like curated by Junji Ito. It was his favorite stories or something like that.
There you go. That makes a lot of sense.
Did you get and or read Remina yet?
I have it here. I'm not gonna grab it because it's far away, but I do have it here. I need to I'm gonna do a video on Venus because I've reviewed almost all the Ito books on my channel. So I want to do a video first on Venus, and then I'll start reading Remina. I don't know why it's taken me so long to get to that.
It's a good one. It's a quick one, but I was gonna say it gave me vibes of the way that it ends kind of gave me Drifting Classroom vibes, Drifting Classroom vibes.
Yeah.
In the way that the sense of the way the story wraps and stuff like that. But it was cool.
Love Sickness, by the way, comes out April 20th, so not long from this from the recording of this video. We're gonna get that on our shelves. Also, before I continue, there are a couple comments. Fresh News 24/7 says, when is the Doctor Who manga coming out? I saw it's the 9th Doctor. I don't know anything about Doctor Who. I do apologize. It's not a franchise I'm familiar with, so I have no idea. I can't help you with that. Do you know?
I can look up. I watched Doctor Who from the 9th through the 11th Doctors.
Also, shout out to Matthew Mangi for joining us. He wants a Food Wars box set, and he's a fan of Rosario Vampire.
They should do a Food Wars box set that looks like a bento box.
They did that for the
anime, didn't they?
For the anime, the collector's editions are bento boxes, like giant bento boxes. And inside, there's the bear apron from one of the classmates, and a bunch of random Food Wars items.
Well, I'm going to pretend that...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say I'm going to pretend that my idea was original.
That's all right. Fresh News says they gave me and the dogs a box set. Yeah. I was interested in Food Wars, but I saw many fans jumped off in summer 2019 when something happened. Quite a few fans were very vocal about whatever happened. I'm not up to date. I've only watched like the first 2 seasons of the show. I haven't read the manga either, so I have no idea. But
something happened. Basically, like it ended, but it kept going. That's the only thing I can think of. Like that, whenever I was looking at why people were upset,
yeah,
like the main story ended, and then there was just more. They did another arc, but it only lasts like the final arc is only like 5 or 6 volumes, and yes, it's pointless, but it's not like it's terrible. It's just you don't really need it. There's no need for it. You can stop reading by like volume 30 or whatever. But there's just like 6 more volumes of material for you to read to just get a little bit more out of those characters. But that's most of what I saw people complaining about was like the final chunk of issues was dumb. Like the last year was not good.
You can the anime ended last year, so it was just 5 seasons. If you want to watch that too. Johnny, shout out to Johnny Air Windows. Gio, when is Maggie? Maggie? I don't know. Whatever. Do you mean? Oh, got it. Magu-chan. When is Magu-chan coming out? Best series ever. I love Magu-chan, but it's not been picked up yet by Viz. I know in Japan they've got like 2 or 3 volumes. Don't worry about it, Johnny, because that could, I read that Magi and I Googled Orient, and I'm going to throw it in there at the end of our little slideshow because Orient is pretty cool. I like the premise, but I haven't read it yet.
I've got that one on the way.
Yeah, that should be fun. That's a cool one for people to check out. It's from the same mangaka. And but yeah, let's keep going with our list, and we'll come back to Orient at the end. This was the smash hit manga of 2020, and I included it here simply because people need to be aware that you gotta pick up Chainsaw Man. That's it.
Dude,
that's such a fun manga.
It's so good. Like, I'm behind the wave on this one, absolutely, because I've only read the 2 volumes that have come out physically.
Yeah.
And when we were reading it to do the review, the first volume worth of material, I was like, yeah, I like this. And then when the second volume, I read the second volume the other day, and I felt so like stupid for having delayed so long with reading that, because I was like, holy crap. Like, it goes from like, this is good to like, this has such good, just, I don't know, there's this kind of feeling that you get when you're reading a series and you're like, yeah, this is good. And this one has that feeling behind it. So this is one, it's gonna be hard for me to not jump in and just read the whole damn thing on the app. But either way, I'm gonna be buying it. Like, this has the stamp of approval. I mean, I read a very small amount of it, and I went out and got myself a t-shirt. That's how much I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I keep telling people when on the Monday show on Omnibros, when people talk about Chainsaw Man, a lot of people are like, yeah, volume 1 it's so bonkers, but it's cool. I'm like, you ain't seen nothing yet, because the series just keeps getting better, and it just surprises you with the themes and the story and everything. Volume 1 is one thing, but the rest of the series just elevates it on a different level, man. I love Chainsaw Man, and the ending was awesome too.
I love because in the first volume you're introduced to like his goal or whatever.
Yeah.
And then in volume 2, I love that he gets that, like, he gets what he's wanting.
Yeah.
And it's like everything around him is just destroyed. He loses perception of reality because he's like,
well, what do I do now?
What have I done? That's it. So I don't know. That part was something really good. But yeah, that first volume is out. It is sold out, like super sold out.
I wish I could have grabbed it. I'm gonna have to wait for a second printing.
It'll happen. Like, undoubtedly, it'll happen. But yeah, like, both the first 2 volumes are both out of print, and completely unavailable from Diamond right now. And I know that they're not available from Penguin because Right Stuff doesn't have it, Barnes & Noble doesn't have it, and Amazon doesn't have it. So both sides are completely sold out on that series. Their marketing on that, I talked about it before. I think I don't remember if I talked about it on one of our shows or if I talked about it on one of my videos, but they marketed the shit out of that series before it came out.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, they had ads all over the place. They made little commercials. They had the song, the chainsaw song.
Oh,
and
that was awesome.
Yeah. God, I forgot how it goes. But anyway, they had that. And then on top of it, they put little flyers in all your Right Stuff orders to let you know Chainsaw Man is coming.
Yep.
Like, they knew this is like this one was known that this was going to be huge. And now it's getting the anime adaptation. and the second part is going to come out. It's going to, like, the stuff that I say about Undead Unluck and Mashal.
Yeah.
This has already reached those heights of what we're going to see from those, I believe.
Oh yeah. Next up, we've got Pokemon Adventures, because we're both nerds for Pokemon. I wanted to talk about it. We're getting the 7th volume, and let me look up real quick, because I think it's August that it's coming out. See if I'm correct on that. But it should be the finale of the 3rd generation, if I remember correctly.
That sounds about right.
7 April. Oh, it's not August. Oh boy, I missed on that one. April 13th, 2021. Pokemon Adventures Collector's Edition Volume 7, which has, let's see, volumes 19, 20, and 21.
Wow, there's we have July 28th, 2021 is when the 9th volume is due to come out.
Yeah.
They've already got solicited up to
That's
9.
better. I can't wait, because I've only read Gen 1, so I'm really excited to read everything else.
I really enjoy this series. Like, I made the video about it the other day. And I feel like I spent a lot more time on that video. I mean, not feel like, I literally did spend a lot more time on that video, just kind of getting nostalgic about Pokemon. And only about like 9 minutes of the total 37 minutes actually reviewing the books. So I feel like I might have not done enough justice to tell people like why these are good and why it's worth it. But at the same time, that was a video I was really proud of either way, because I liked the way it turned out with all my like nostalgic talking and all that stuff. But these are really nice volumes. They're very nicely put together. The price point is great, because I think they're like 15. They're $17.99 for 3 volumes worth of material in a signature size trim. Each of the normal volumes is $10, so it's like, you know, you're getting $30 worth of material for less than half the price, which you of course can get discounted. And then the story is just so fun because it's this like new adaptation loosely from the video games. That gives a lot more character and plot to what happens in those games.
It sort of like, it breathes new life into the games with just a little bit, a bump of a mature storytelling, just a little bit. But your kids can enjoy it. Young kids can enjoy it, and adults that grew up with Pokemon can really take a look at this world a little bit differently from the games and the anime and all that stuff. But it's still the same franchise, you know.
I feel like it does the opposite of what a lot of video game adaptation stuff does, where it like expands on what's already there instead of making like a more limited decisions on how to tell the story. Like with the Zelda manga and stuff like that, like for instance, Twilight Princess is longer running, so it's the best of all of them. But any of the other ones, like Ocarina of Time, is what, 2 volumes or 1 volume. You're shoving everything into such a small amount of content. It's and they just leave everything out, and it's basically just like, let's give you a fun artistic representation of what happened in the game, but with absolutely no character and absolutely like the most bare minimum amount of plot that you could.
It's like they're adapting the what do you call it? The strategy guide. It's just beat for beat what happened in the game. That's it.
Yeah, and then with Pokemon, they take the contents of the game and they take those characters and they give you more. They give you a deeper understanding of any sort of plot. They develop new plot lines and give one of my favorite things is they give more worth behind the gym leaders and the members of the Elite Four, because now these characters have more personality and more there's more of a point of them existing in the story than just being like, oh, the protagonist has to fight them to get a badge so they can move through the Indigo League and move into the Elite Four and stuff like that. Like they actually play a part in like, oh, this guy is working with this group and this person does this.
Mm-hmm.
But the video game is the first piece.
Yeah, N-Man asks, so what came first, manga, anime, cards, or games? The games in 1996, though stateside we got them in 98.
Mm-hmm.
Then the anime alongside the cards, and very shortly after the manga, if I remember correctly. I might be mistaken on that, but definitely the games. That's the.
I know the games were first, and I know that in the U.S., I think they used everything else as a advertising to pump people up to buy the games.
Do you remember the original? And we're veering off track, but that's okay because I love Pokemon. Do you remember when the game was first coming out and the trailer on the commercial on TV? I think it was they were animating the Pokemon in real, like 2D inside of live action, and the kid was putting his Game Boy on his pocket. Or am I mistaking that for another series? I do remember a TV commercial.
I think I remember something. And weren't they like popping out of stuff because you're supposed to capture them and they're like coming out? Yeah.
I just remember the image of a kid putting the Game Boy pocket on his putting the Game Boy on his pocket, and the 2D Pokemon coming to life in like a train station or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
there we go. Does anyone remember when they squished the Pokemon in the bus? There we go. Thank you, Tyler. That's what I'm remembering right now.
That was such a fun. Anyone who follows my channel, if you haven't watched that video that I loaded about Pokemon, please check it out. Like I'm very proud of that video. And I speak basically the first 9 minutes is me going over my secret origins, I guess, with Pokemon and when I first bought the game and my introduction, and then the next 9 minutes is a review of the manga, but it's not much more than what I've said here. And then the last like 18 minutes is me on the phone with my mom, and then next with my sister, asking them, like, I called my mom and I'm like, hey, what do you remember about me growing up with Pokemon? And then she went and we talked about, the sleepovers and my friends and playing the games all night. And then I asked my sister, and she was like, I remember, like, she remembered the soundtrack to the Pokemon 2000 movie for some reason. And
those soundtracks, wow, yeah, okay.
There was a on the DVD of that movie, there was a music video or whatever, and it was like a live concert of one of the bands. I think it was Dream Street is what they're called. And it was them singing like a song from the album. And she remembers that. She remembered that vividly. And that's when on the phone she brought that up. And I was like, yeah, you were thinking about that album. That album kind of slapped.
There's so many memories. We could do a whole episode talking about Pokemon because I have so many vivid memories of that game and how obsessed I was with the anime and the trading cards. And the trading cards caused me to have some trouble because I wasn't studying. Instead, I was just paying attention to the cards and the anime. So I had to abandon Pokemon for a while, and then there was this resurgence a couple years ago. But definitely Pokemon is at least my favorite video game franchise ever. That's my favorite after all the Nintendo stuff, yada yada. But regardless, we're talking manga. Pokemon
another episode.
Yeah, we'll do another one later. At the end of the slideshow, I'm going to show off Volume 8 because I love that cover and I hadn't seen it before just now, and it looks really cool. That will cover the leaf green and fire red stuff. Anyways, moving on.
And I think that's where they said they were going to end, by the way. Just a last note that they said they were only going to do about 10 of those.
Of what? Of the Pokemon?
Pokemon, yeah. I'm hoping that that's not true, but when they first announced them, they said like they were planning on doing just 10 to go through Generation 3 and the Gen 1 remakes.
That sucks. I hope not. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go back and pick up the box sets, the little box sets. So this is another high-profile release. This is from Seven Seas Entertainment. They beat Viz Media to the punch. I'm so excited. We got Die Dark from Q Hayashida. Volume 1 comes out, I believe, in April, if I remember correctly. And this is a no-brainer. Everybody should pick this up. It is awesome looking. Just look at that cover alone. Let's see.
Yeah, so freaking Dorohedoro, if anyone out there has not read it yet, is one of the best manga series, hands down. Oh, yeah. Such a great title. It's strange. It's action-packed. It's gory. It's fun. It's funny. So yep. I'm really excited for this, and I'm hoping that they don't do it in the same like small format that they do most of their stuff in. Like, I hope that they give it bigger pages because her artwork needs bigger pages.
I think I asked one of my contacts at Seven Seas, and I think they just said it's a standard release, but it might change. Ooh. So I don't know if it's like the smaller volumes or the bigger ones. Hopefully it's the bigger ones. We'll see. So there's that. And next one, of course, one of 2021's most anticipated manga releases. We're talking Shaman King, the Omnibus. Yeah. So they have I think volume 6 solicited already. So they're gonna release this as quick as possible. Similar to Pokemon, they're just gonna pump these out. We already have volume 1 through 6 solicited. I think it's gonna be what, like 12 volumes or 13? Because they're 3-in-1s, right?
Yeah, I think with the original like info they gave, they said there was going to be 11.
Oh,
but,
all right.
But then 11 doesn't cover the ending if it's 3-in-1, because it was 32 volumes and then they came back and added like 3 volumes a little while later. So I don't know if maybe they'll do 11 volumes for the main 32 volume series and then do one more special volume for the latter part. I don't know what the plan is going to be for that.
I'm looking here and it says, or the first one comes out in February. The second one is scheduled for April. The third one, June. The fourth one in August. And then the fifth one, which goes up to volume 15 of the original, comes out in October. So, yeah, we're going to see this released a lot quicker than anticipated.
Yeah, it's going to take less than 2 years.
Yeah. So we got Shaman King. I know this is something you're really excited about. I know a lot of people are as well. It is the Sailor V Eternal Editions coming out.
So it'll be a single volume. This is the last book of the Sailor material.
Yeah.
That we need. Or it should be a single volume.
2 volumes.
2 volumes.
And they're both coming out in June simultaneously on the same day.
But this is the prequel series. This was published and takes place before the Sailor Moon title.
Yeah, this one is scheduled, or both actually are scheduled for June 29th of this year. Here's the cover for volume. It says 1, but on the listing I'm looking at, it's listed as 11 and 12. So here's the first one and the cover for the second one as well.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking it was 1 because I thought that there was only 2 volumes in Japan, but it was a 3-volume series originally. Yeah. So they're basically doing 2 1.5 length volumes. Cool. So that, I'm trying to think if I left enough room on my shelf, because I know I had left room for at least one of them.
Yeah. And for all you clamp lovers, you got to keep collecting Chobits because it's coming out. Last year we had the first volume, or 2 volumes, I should say, And this year we're getting the 20th Anniversary Edition Volume 3 and Volume 4. Does this finish out the series?
It should. It was only 8 volumes.
All right. So we should be seeing the conclusion of this release of the anniversary. I know a lot of people are excited about that. Lots of fanboys for Clamp. Another hardcover collection is Soul Eater, the Perfect Edition. This one has a lot of solicitations, if I remember correctly. Let me check, because I have Volume 4 right here, but Soul Eater Perfect Edition has up to Volume 5. Yes, up to Volume 5 solicited. So Volume 3 comes out in February, Volume 4 in July, and Volume 5 in November of this year. Now, a lot of people are excited about that. Next up, another Clamp series, Cardcaptor Sakura, Volume 8. I don't know the final number on this, so let me check real quick.
It might be I think it's 9, because each volume comes with a card, like one of the clout cards.
Yeah.
But on the back, there's an image, and it's like a 3x3 grid image. So I'm pretty sure that it's 9 volumes total.
Well, Volume 8 comes out in May, and Volume 9 comes out in July 6th. So we're going to be finishing that series as well. One of my favorites, Wave Listen to Me. The only reason I'm including this here is that Volume 6 comes out in, I believe, April or May. And we're finally going to catch up with the series in Japan, because there's only 6 volumes out there. So we'll be, quote unquote, done collecting for now. Wave Listen to Me.
And the I don't know if you have it on here, but the other Samura series, Die Wergelder Volume 3, comes out next month, and that one either we're caught up or it's done also. I don't remember if it's already done in Japan or not.
Let me check. I don't have it here, but I can. I'll look it up. Let me get through this list. And it's loading. Oh, there we go. Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken. Another fan favorite series. The first volume is awesome. Same with the anime. It's just a really awesome storyline that I highly recommend. If you love animation, if you love manga and all that stuff, I do recommend checking out the series. So we are getting volume 2 of that. Let's see what else. Gantz. It's finally happening, guys. A lot of people were worried. Is Omnibus Volume 6 going to come out? But yes, it will come out. It's scheduled everywhere for, I believe it's May of this year. So we're going to continue that line as well of Gantz. Really excited about that. I finally went ahead and picked up the first one. Hopefully I'll get the other ones later at some point. So I've always wanted to collect and own Gantz. So I'm really excited that Dark Horse hasn't dropped this line yet in favor of the hardcover editions, because there is a possibility that they'll be like, maybe we put this out in hardcover, see if it sells well. Yes, and man, Gantz Volume 7 has also been announced. That's great. That's fantastic. Sakura Darling, these collector's editions are gorgeous. I'm definitely picking those up. Yeah, those Clamp stuff looks awesome. I heard Sakura hardcover has bad binding, at least for the first 2. Christian mentioned they were okay, but not the best about a year or so ago. We'll see.
The ones I had were fine. If anything, maybe a little tight, but like nothing bad.
Yeah. So there's Gantz. The heck? There we go. Another fan favorite.
God, I'm so excited.
The release for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5, Golden Wind. This doesn't have a date yet, but it is scheduled for summer. I'm pretty sure it's going to be August of this year. So this is going to be really cool as well.
Yeah, it should be August because that lines up with the timing of the release of the final volume of Part 4.
Yeah,
because I think the final volume of Part 4 is 3 months prior to that.
Also, we've got this one is for all you Shuzo Oshimi fans. I wanted to include something a little bit different, and it is the art book called Femme Fatale. That one is coming out really soon, I think March. So that's going to be cool. I do believe it's oversized, and Denpa is the one that's publishing it. So if you're a fan of Oshimi, you gotta check this art book out because it looks pretty interesting. And number
God,
5
yes.
from Taiyo Matsumoto. I already have this pre-ordered. I can't wait. It looks bonkers. I don't know much about it, but I've heard so many great things about number 5 for so long. I'm like, I got to check it out. Regardless of whether I like it or not, I do have to read it.
Yeah, I've come to the point where anything with Matsumoto's name gets picked up.
Matsumoto number 5 is scheduled for July 20th of this year. Definitely.
I think it'll be 2 volumes, I think.
I think it's 2 volumes, yes. I need to collect stuff from Matsumoto. I need to make room because I do want to get oh shoot, I forgot the name already. What's the series he did that has like 6 or 7 volumes? I forgot the name.
Oh, Sunny?
Sunny. Yeah, I do want to collect Sunny because I hear nothing but great things about it. I want to read it too. So getting Katamari vibes. I could see that. Number 5's art style got one of my friends to check out manga for the first time. I mean, that to me, like that cover, it just screams like freaking Mobius and stuff. So I think that's a good manga for people to cross over. If you've never read manga and you want to check something that's not like Dragon Ball or Demon Slayer, you can check out something like this instead.
I don't think it's going to be 2 volumes. I think I was wrong on that because it's 8 total volumes.
Oh, Jesus.
So it'll probably be if it's going to be 2-in-1s or anything. Can you see like the page count?
Page count is 318 pages.
Okay, so unless the original volumes were shorter, then it looks like it's like a 1.5 deal.
Okay.
So maybe like 5 or 6 volumes.
For anybody wondering what the heck is number 5, I'll read you a brief description. In a world where most of the Earth has become a harsh desert, the Rainbow Council of the Peace Corps has a growing crisis on its hand. Number 5, one member of a team of superpowered global security guardians and a top marksman has gone rogue. Now the other guardians have to hunt down number 5 and his mysterious companion, Matryoshka. But why did number 5 turn against the council, and what will it mean for the future of the world? That sounds amazing. I can't wait to read it. That's literally the quote. Gio, literally can't wait to read it. So there's
I'll put that on the back.
Oh, yeah. And I picked this out because of the creative team. This is a school frozen in time. As you can see, art by Naoshi Arakawa and story by Mizuki Sujimura. And if you're wondering who the heck these guys are, it's from Your Line April, which is one of the saddest, most beautiful things ever. And just because of that, I want to check it out. Let me read you a quick description if you're wondering. Where the heck did I... Oh, there it is. From Two Star Creators, Naoshi Arakawa from Your Line April, and award-winning writer Mizuki Sujimura from Anime Supremacy. It's a psychological horror story. On a snowy school day, like any other, classmates and childhood friends Hiroshi and Mizuki arrive at school to find the campus eerily empty. Before long, they find themselves trapped inside with 6 other friends, and even stranger, all the clocks have stopped at a very specific moment, the exact time when a former classmate jumped off the school roof to their death 3 months earlier. Turns out that this departed friend is their way out of their current predicament and may even be among their group. But no one can remember who it was that took their life on that sad day. The students must face themselves and their past memories to piece together the identity of the victim or risk a similar fate with their lives lost and forgotten inside these frigid school walls. I know it's not going to be for everybody, but it sounds really eerie and it intrigues me because I am a fan of Naoshi with Your Lie in April, so I do want to check it out. Let's see. Do I have anything else here? Oh, we sort of talked about it last fall on this channel, but the Quintessential Quintuplets is getting a manga box set. So if you're a fan of that series and you haven't collected the manga, now's a good time to jump on it. It's going to contain the first 4 volumes of that series. And this is a no-brainer for us. A Silent Voice, the complete collector's edition, is also coming out. The first part will be out in August and part 2 in 2022. Basically, 2 big hardcovers collecting the entire series. Definitely going to be picking that out. And I think this is the last one, Battle Angel Alita, paperback edition. This new edition in 6 affordable 300-page volumes. So if you didn't pick up the hardcover box set, you can get the paperback edition of Battle Angel Alita. So, how do I stop? All right, there we go. So that is that, as they say. And let me show you real quick the 2 covers before we wrap up. Okay, there we go. Share screen. All right, so this is the cover that I really like for Pokemon Adventures Volume 8. As you can see, the whole Gem 1 remake with Leaf Green and Fire Red. That one looks amazing. I love that. And if the other screen is... And that's the cover for Orient. Sorry, that's a small picture, but if you like Magi and you want to read something in that style, a little bit different, Orient, the first volume, is already available to order, and hopefully it sells well, and we'll see a longer running series with that as well. Stop. So that is pretty much it as to like the big profile releases. We covered a good chunk, I would think, up until August. Some of them go up to November. So hopefully by then we'll have a second episode and we'll talk like the rest of 2021, because they could announce a couple more books in like the next month or so. So we'll see. Let's see. There's a couple comments that I missed. Cleveland Brown, thank you for joining. I can't wait when they adapt JoJo Part 7. People are going to go bonkers.
I'm going to be like 40 when that happens.
Oh, yeah. Cleveland Brown, I like Your Lie in April, but I don't like MC's friend. Also beats him up, but I suppose it's done in a comedic way, so it's okay, I guess. Yeah. Your Lie in April, I'd love the story. It's beautiful, but I can't. Once was enough for me. I can't go back to it.
Sorry, I'll be 35 when Part 7 of JoJo. I just looked at my map on how long it'll take.
Yeah. A Silent Voice is so good. Can't wait for the hardcover. You and me, both of us together, we'll get that hardcover. James, one day I hope someone will license Homunculus by Hideo Yamamoto. The live-action movie will come out to Netflix this year. Oh, I did not know that. Cool. Jorge, you guys think they will reprint Battle Royale?
I don't know if anyone has the ability to do that right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be a bummer or a pessimist, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I don't know. Which one are you missing from the Battle Royale?
4 and 5, the ones that everyone's missing.
And those are like super expensive, right?
Yeah, it's
Good
just
luck with that.
ridiculous.
You might want to have to grab. You're gonna have to grab the softcover editions.
Those are hard to grab, also.
Oh, never mind.
Mm.
Tyler, there's the shirt. Batman Adventures animated series, whatever the heck it's called. Tyler says, waiting on a Rave Master reprint. That'd be fun if they reprinted that. And yes,
you're not the only one.
No,
there are so many people. Like, anytime I put a video of my collection, people mention Rave Master. It's that one and like GTO and Ultimate Muscle are the three that people are like, oh my god, how do you have that series?
Wolfgang says, any news on Kurosagi's Corpse Delivery Service reprints? Those were canceled, right?
Yeah, they're not. Dark Horse ain't doing nothing with Kurosagi.
Because they announced a new volume, I think, and that they were going to reprint stuff, and then they just went quiet, and nothing happened.
They volume 5 was supposed to come out last year in June, and it got canceled completely, and it is not available at all.
Tyler says Ultimate Muscle is another big one for me. That'd be fun if they reprinted that.
I'd like them to do more of the Kinnikuman material.
Do you think it would sell well if they reprinted them?
No, there'd have to be something, some sort of spike in popularity for them to want to do that.
Compared to, they're a little bit niche material compared to others.
Because like Rave Master at least has the popularity of Fairy Tail behind it. Like, people can they can bill it as being, you know, like if Kodansha was to reprint it, because they are the ones with the rights, they would be able to say, like, you know, the series from the creator of Rave Master. But they haven't done anything with that, and they would, if they want to do it, they'd have to do it soon, because we're kind of leaving that window of Fairy Tail's popularity. And I don't know if Eden Zero is going to get an anime or not. So, like, if Eden Zero doesn't do well, then there's nothing that they're going to be able to write off of.
There's a trailer out for the anime.
Oh, there is? Okay, cool. Well, if that succeeds, if Eden Zero does well, and then people are like, oh man, Eden Zero is great, and I also enjoy Fairy Tail, then they'll probably consider doing Rave Master. But there's nothing like that for Kinnikuman. Like, the Ultimate Muscle anime was not really that big of a deal in the US. It didn't garner that much popularity. I don't think they even played the whole or showed the whole thing. It was also a 4Kids dub, so
yeah,
had that working against it. I think the Muscle figurines were more popular than the anime was.
Oh yeah, I know a lot of people that know about the figurines but have no idea of its origins. James was mentioning Lupin the Third Greatest Heist. Sorry, so I pulled it up here from 7 Seas. They're solicit. This should be out. Does it have a date? November, right? Yeah, November 2021. The Greatest Hits, the classic manga collection for the first time in a hardcover, single large trim hardcover. So that should be really fun for Lupin fans. And N-Man says, Riley, the softcover volumes of Battle Royale were very easy to get for years. The one that make up volumes 4 and 5.
Yeah, but no. No, I could have gotten them I had a lot of opportunities to get them for like pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
And I just decided not to.
It happens. Don't worry. Yes, and man, 7 Seas need to reprint Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer from Geo. Please make that happen. I want to read and own that series, but I don't want to pay. I think the lowest I've seen was like $50 for a $20 manga. I'm like, No, just because it's a 2-in-1 and it's super rare, I'm not gonna pay above cover price. So I'll wait for a reprint, or maybe one day it'll get an anime. I doubt it because it's old now, but you never know. Also, before we wrap up, I wanted to mention that our Blood Oath from Shonen Jump has ended as well, with chapter 18 of that. Were you? Did we rank that one? We didn't like it, right?
What series?
Our Blood Oath.
Is it ending?
It ended already. Chapter 18 is the last one.
Was that like from, because that, I mean, I don't, that series is not, not like it. Okay, that's it, because I was looking on the app earlier and it hadn't ended, and that's why I was confused, because they don't have 18 out on the app yet.
And the other piece of news that I want to highlight to end it on a high note, we got a new series coming out in Shonen Jump. Let me share my Twitter here. We got Shonen Jump tweeting out a brand new series by Yusei Matsui, the mangaka of Assassination Classroom, starts this Sunday, and you can check it out on the app for free. It is an epic samurai tale full of thrills and surprises. But we don't have the name for it, right? Let me check. What the heck's the name for it?
Is it on the bottom somewhere of the picture?
Nige Jozu no Wakagimi. Wakagimi. I don't know. I don't know how to read that. But it's from Yusei Matsui. So if you like Assassination Classroom, I'm definitely going to check it out. Samurai stuff I really like. So we'll see.
Cool.
Let's see. Any more comments? Elvis. Will Shaman King's prequel, sequel, and spin-off mangas also get a physical release? Maybe.
It's one of those, like, it'll be like a domino effect of stuff. Like if the new printings sell well as they think they are, and if the anime does well, then they'll issue physical editions of these the spin-off titles for Shaman King.
I hope Nagisa's mom makes an appearance. Yeah. So that is that. Episode ran a little bit longer, but it's all thanks to you guys that were asking some wonderful questions. So thank you for joining us on this stream. And remember, we will be back with a part 2 of this later in the year, with all the fall releases and all that stuff, as the solicits pan out and we learn what's coming. Another reminder is that, of course, most of, if not all of these manga, you can get it from our wonderful sponsor. That's InStockTrades.com. InStock Trades, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts tack on an extra 2% to that. And if you order $50 or more, guess what? You get free shipping. Only if you visit InStockTrades.com. So with that out of the way, Omnibus Collector, where can they find you on the internet?
Find me on my channel, The Omnibus Collector. Check out my new video that I was talking about earlier about Pokemon Adventures Collector's Editions, so you can get a look into my life and my origins with that game series. And Gio, what about yourself? Where do they find you?
You can find my channel, A Week in Geekdom, where I mostly talk about anime, manga, and comics. So check that out if you can. That's A Week in Geekdom here on YouTube. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're watching it at a later time, let us know what are some of your favorite releases that are coming out of the ones that we mentioned. Very interested in finding out. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. God bless. Stay safe out there, and see you on Sunday's stream with Jess and his news ensemble. So